Hello, and welcome to another update video on XRP. XRP is rather friendly today. We'll take a look at the shorter time frame in a minute, but yeah, on the XRP chart, you'll see that on the smaller time frame, we're now approaching critical resistance levels. Already in the member video earlier today, I highlighted that we only saw three wave movements to the downside, right, on the smaller time frame. And yeah, upward momentum has increased. It's not yet impulsive, and the larger resistance levels remain intact for now. But that overall, we are looking for higher as long as pullbacks remain corrective, right? And there was also a micro support area I shared with you guys yesterday where the price reacted. So we'll take a look at that. We shouldn't ignore that the market could still be in this wider wave too. But as you know, on the smaller time frame, I highlighted already a few days ago that we might even have bottomed already because the pullbacks remain in three wave structures. So we'll take a look at that. But we want to start on the larger time frame because this obviously is leading, right? The larger time frame is always more important than the smaller time frame when it comes to trend degree and strength, and the larger degree trend should not be ignored when we look at chart structures, yeah? Because the larger degree trend tells us if the shorter time frame is moving within, let's say, a larger uptrend or a larger downtrend. So any move on the smaller time frame, we need to understand if this would be carried by a larger trend to the upside, or if this is just a counter trend move up and we're actually in a downtrend. At the moment, the larger trend remains up for XRP. We could still get, also from an Elliott Wave point of view, at least one more high in this cycle. That is still expected. I've been talking about this for a long time, that we'd like to see the market move towards the $5 area, maybe even a bit higher. The market, however, is taking its time. Yeah, patience. I mean, we always talk about it. It is important. It's not just a saying, right? Patience is really important. In phases like these, especially in sideways ranges, like the major range here that we've been watching for the entire year between $1.21 and $3.40, the red line below, the green line above. People lose money because they try to trade the range. Range trading is just extremely difficult. Now, the annoying thing here, and this is what makes it so difficult on the XRP chart, the annoying thing is that this range is pretty huge. Yeah, it's a massive range, a lot of volatility in there, and people think, and everybody thinks, like, when the market is up, right, there's a chance for a breakout, right? Obviously, it depends on levels, but that's the thing. It does look impulsive when we move up in a very significant way. Even within a range, this can generate FOMO, and that's the problem, right? And then when the price comes down again, it's just still moving in the range. These are huge movements in a range. So we're still in that broader range, unfortunately. But within the range, we've been looking at certain levels, like this support zone. So the idea was that after the 10th of October flash crash, the market could be in a recovery to $5 plus. So we give the market a chance, but we need to hold the 78.6 retracement level from that last rally, which is at $1.75, to keep that perspective alive. So that is at $1.75 to $2.17. This is our support zone here, which needs to hold to keep that bullish perspective alive. 175 to 217. Any break below 175 would open the door to a much larger correction, but we're still holding 175. And then we talked about these resistances. I mean, breaking above these, especially in the area between 269 and 279, well, it's a nice start, but we would still be in the range. At least we would have a signal that the market is trying to recover and that we're breaking above critical levels that are critical resistance levels, but that doesn't mean we're breaking out of the range. So the larger range requires a breakout signal would be a move above 340 or so. Now, these are just levels in this sideways pattern. So let's see what the smaller time frame tells us. Certainly some interesting developments. I posted already my viewpoint on Discord earlier today. I can't remember if we looked at this 1-2 setup yesterday. I think we did. This week we talked about this 1-2 setup, and we talked about the potential that we might be moving up here as long as the 226 level is holding. Oh, of course we did. Now remember, because I pointed out specifically that we didn't only have Fibonacci support here, but structural support, yeah? And that a first indication that we are moving up would be, obviously, we need to hold 226, but then we need to get a break above the blue line, and then also this resistance area, but this is all very, not so significant, because this is all happening on a very local level, and the move up can just simply be an extension of the B wave in yellow, okay? So again, the yellow count, we could still get another move down, because we are still here also in a sideways pattern, and the move up overall from the 17th of October low is still a 3-wave move up, right? So what did we say? What is key resistance? It's the area between 269 and 284. I find this area even more relevant than here, this micro fib resistance or this small trend line. It is more relevant. I mean, from a bullish point of view, it would actually be ideal if we could now hold above this blue trend line. I think that would be quite helpful to keep that momentum up, yeah? That's building there, that's forming there at the moment. But ultimately, we need a break above that 269 level. It's very important, 269, and then we've got that 284 level. These are the next upside levels to watch. In terms of, let's say, in terms of continuation, what we need to see for a first confirmation that this is the white count, we want to see the third wave get to at least 287. That's the 138% extension, and would also involve a break, a slight break at least above the October the 10th high. Because that's important, yeah, that green line is important, because this is where the selling volume came in, right? So from that point of view, nothing has really changed. Support is holding. In a bull market, resistance should break. So that's actually what we want to see. But we shouldn't ignore, let's say, the potential for a broader wave too. What we don't want to see in this white scenario, which is potentially bullish, I accidentally just deleted it. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Hold on. I'm just going to reverse it, or I don't know why I did that. Okay. What we don't want to see in the white count, we don't want to see a break below this week's low. So we don't want to see a break below the Wednesday low at around 232, where the price formed the local low around the Sunday low from last week as well. And we don't want to see any 5-wave move down. So as long as pullbacks remain corrective in 3-wave patterns, the focus can remain on higher prices. But yeah, I think for support, we could use that blue line and then the Wednesday low for now. That's the update on XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then yeah, make sure to check out our X channel as well for additional charts, updates, and news. I will leave a link for you guys in the comment section. Feel free to check it out. Sometimes updates are there just much more frequent. And also consider our membership. I wish you a great weekend. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.